Get the intro ready. Oh crap! I went too far.
What's this guy supposed to be, the ultimate badass?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to tonight's episode of the Frisco Report. We're coming at you live. It's a Thursday night party, bro. It's a Thursday night party. Today, we're talking about this game coming up. Mike, how you doing, bro?
Doing good, Joe. How are you, man? We're getting the week started. Tomorrow's Friday, TGIF.
TGIF, man. That's what it's all about. Fuck. Damn, man, I gotta take this. It's an emergency, man.
Yeah.
I'll be right back, man.
Do it.
Hold it down for me. Hold it down for me.
I'll hold it down. Right there, Cowboys blog. The time is now. Brando, the best moderator in the game. We got Daniel in the building. We got Toll. Hey, what's good? We got Primetime Phil. They got a good show over there. Primetime Phil, what's good, man? I hope you're all right. Daniel, all right. Member of Cowboys Corner right there. Michael Chun. Guys, what is happening with Dalvin Cook? We're going to get into it. Joe took a call. I'm going to hold it down here real quick. Hope everyone's having a fantastic week. Hope everybody's safe, with the hurricane. Back-to-back hurricanes like that could be pretty scary. But yeah, man. Yeah, I live in the central U.S. Right? Tornadoes is all we get. I can't do no hurricane. No, thank you. No, thank you. Have you guys ever met Cowboys? Have you guys ever met in person Cowboys Corner? We have. It was in 2018. Me and Joe met at the draft. Got to meet his boy Mike. He's now an adult. It's crazy how time flies. I met 1980 there. My Cowboys family. Gosh, who else have I met there? But yeah, no, me and Joe have met in person. We sure have. Let's get CD active. You're absolutely right. We have to get CD Lamb active. CD Lamb has to want to be active, all right? CD Lamb needs to turn that switch on. He's going to see double coverage, and he has to learn how to beat it. These highs and lows between first half and second half, it's not good. Cowboys they're losing at home. Can they turn that around? We're going to talk about it right here on the Frisco Report. They have to be able to turn it around. And if they don't, it's going to be a long season. And Cowboy fans aren't going to trust these guys to win at home. Do you think JT will have another prime game of his day? JT. Who's JT? I'm slow. You gotta forgive me. Uncensored Cowboy. What's going on? So is he or is he not on the roster? That is Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's on the practice squad. He's not on the active roster. Oh, Jalen Tolbert. Golly, I told you guys I'm slow. Told you guys I'm slow. Ron the Don, what's up? What's up? Cowboys face, what's up, everybody? Hopefully, Big Mike can scheme up a good plan for the Lions run D. They better figure that out. They better figure it out. But we're gonna talk about Jalen Tolbert here. Just waiting on Joe. He's taking an important phone call. We'll talk about Jalen Tolbert right here. We'll talk about all that. Ron the Don Smith, the one and only. Hope you guys are doing amazing today. The Frisco Report, we're kind of inconsistent on our days. We're going to get back on track on Tuesdays here very soon, guys. I'm just happy to have Joe back in the mix. Doing stuff, man. Doing stuff. But no, Jalen Tolbert, I want to talk about it with Joe. Me and him have been very hard on Tolbert. Yeah, man. Brando, that was close by Dak. It sure was, face. We'll talk about that. The best moderator in the game right here. What did he say? Dak almost punched a ref at the end of the Steelers game. He definitely did. The ref was like, hey, you know, man. But, man, Cowboys 3-2. Got a bye week after this. Can they pull it off? I think Carl Lawson will have his game. I sure hope so. We need all hands on deck. They got Gibbs over there. They got David Montgomery over there. Gibbs is averaging 5.3 yards a carry on 54 carries, and Montgomery is averaging 4.3 on 63 carries. So they can pound the rock. They can do it. You look at their, before the Lions are coming off a bye week. They played the Seahawks the week before their bye, and they demolished them 42-29. Are the Seahawks that lost? Because the New York Giants beat the Seahawks. So, not trying to discredit the Lions here. But, they beat a bad team. And that's what good teams are supposed to do. The good teams are supposed to beat a bad team. They had a 7-point spread against the Cardinals. They won that one. They had a 6-point spread against the Rams. And the Buccaneers beat them by 4 points, 20-16. The Buccaneers beat them. So the Lions, man, when they get a bad team, they beat them. When they get a semi-competitive team, it's hanging in the balance. A lot of dink and dunk that I've seen on tape by Jared Goff. Right now he's like, basically, I'll give you a touchdown and I'll raise you an interception. That's kind of like Jared Goff's motto this year. Their offensive line, they've gave up 7 sacks. Williams and St. Brown over there, Jameson Williams and St. Brown, they have a good receiving core. Their third leading receiver is Sam Laporta. Me and Joe were big on him on the Frisco Report during the draft process. You look at their defense, they got some studs over there. Aiden Hutchinson, their linebacker, Carlton Davis. They got a linebacker over there, Alex, Jack Campbell, Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch. They got some good players over there, man. And Cowboys have to figure out this game plan. You got to get CD active. You got to get Tolbert back in the mix. You got to have consistency from Dowdle. You need consistency from Mozzie Smith. It's going to be very interesting. It's going to be real interesting. Yeah. Stopping the run game will be a challenge. You're absolutely right. Alex K. 1,000%. You're absolutely right. They're very balanced on that attack. They're winning the time of possession like 31 minutes to 29 and a half minutes on the opposing team. So, you have to be able to our defense is going to have to get them off the field. And one thing the Cowboys can't do is match touchdowns with field goals. You look at our 2 losses at home, the Saints and the Ravens, they would go score a touchdown. We would go get field goals. We can't do that this game. You have to match the intensity. You have to step up to the plate and hit a home run. Brendan Aubrey should be on the bench the whole game, making easy money. The Seahawks 49ers game was boring. Detroit got the best run duo in the league right now. Daniel, you're probably right with Gibbs and Montgomery. You're probably right. You're probably right. You didn't mention Overshown and the linebacker from Notre Dame, DeMarvion Overshown and Maurice Louisfowl. Yeah, those are studs. You got Kendricks. You got Kendricks there. Those guys need to step up. Those guys need to step up. The game is one-sided so far. We're talking, yeah. Seahawks are baloney, though. Seahawks are no good. Seahawks are no good. Hunter Lemke, I need more reps from him. Do you think Rico Dowdle is better than Dalvin Cook? I don't know because I haven't seen Dalvin Cook. Right now, Rico Dowdle is better than everybody because I haven't seen Dalvin Cook. He needs to be active. I need to see what he can bring. And he's played against this Lions team a lot of years. I don't see why Dalvin Cook shouldn't be active. He, help Dak out with protections, get the rock, cut Zeke. Zeke's over there talking with coaching staff, complaining. It is what it is. It is what it is. You guys got any questions? Put them in the chat. Joe had to step away and do a phone call. Tyler, Joyce, Cowboys channel. Hope everything's good with you, Tyler. It's good to see you in the comments. Appreciate you. Hope your wife is still in remission. F that cancer. Ron the Don too. F that cancer. Hope your stuff's in remission as well, brother. Y'all keep fighting the good fight. Running backs will be loaded in next year's draft. The Cowboys will be dumb enough to trade away the pick that makes us get one. We've seen it. We've seen it time and time again, Face. We've seen it time and time again. Right. I agree. I agree. Can we cut Zeke already? We should. We should. We should. The host is back. Wearing the Cowboys corner shirt. I like it.
How's the world? How's the world, everybody?
That's all good, man. Comments were keeping me busy.
Appreciate Mike holding down. Doing a real estate sale. It's a lot of moving parts, man. Keeping it busy, man. But this game coming up, bro. How's everybody feeling on it, man?
We'll talk about the Giants game first. You want to hop into the Lions?
Lions.
I mean, not the Giants game. Who did we just beat? The Steelers game.
Yeah, Steelers game, dude. What a game that was, man. Yeah, we know everything about it. Was it when? Okay, here's a question I have for everybody, and I feel like there's still controversy on this. Like the clip of CeeDee Lamb. Was he talking about jump balls, or was he talking about what was the other shit that he was saying? Suspect throws or some shit like that. I forgot what it was. Subpar. Was he saying subpar throws, or was he saying jump balls, Dak?
I don't think CeeDee Lamb would be the type of guy to use the words subpar throw, subpar dead ass. I don't think. I think if you can go either way, it's kind of like that. Laurel or Lanny, remember that? Laurel, Lanny, depending on what you heard. Is a dress blue or gold? Remember that? I think this is what it is. But I think in the heat of the moment, I think CeeDee Lamb saying jump ball, Joe.
I'm gonna say he said subpar throws. Because Dak didn't look up, dude. I think he was hearing something he didn't want to hear, and he didn't respond to it. He heard it, and the facial expression on CD wasn't one of being particularly happy about it. But yeah, that game had its ebbs and flows, right, man? That was a crazy game, but man, Jalen Tolbert seems to be the lights seem to be normalizing for this guy, Mike. Honestly. Because we've been on him, dude. If anybody's been following us for a while now, we've been on this. Jalen Tolbert, isn't quite ready, but we're we're starting to see improvement here, Mike. Are you buying or selling on Jalen Tolbert being the number 2 receiver right now?
I am buying it, Joe. And here's why. A week ago, on last show, I said Jalen Tolbert's going to give you one play, and then he disappears. Jalen stepped up for multiple plays. And that wasn't a pushover defense. It was a pushover offense, but it wasn't a pushover defense. Deshaun Elliott, those guys are really good corners. And Tolbert was winning on the routes, deep balls, crossovers, you name it. Right now, I'm buying into it, Joe. It's almost like crypto, right? You see a little green, you see a little potential, you got to buy in that stock, all right? I'm buying in that Jalen Tolbert stock because now this was against like a pushover defense. I'm selling, but because it was against that 49ers defense, I'm a buyer, Joe.
Yeah, man. I feel like the time is now, you know? I think Brandon Cooks, I think the party's over with this dude. A lot of people are talking about it too internally, saying that he's been 1,000-yard receiver at other places. It hadn't worked out here. Maybe it's they don't know how to use him here, or they just ain't working out in the locker room. It's just interesting that he doesn't stick around anywhere. Something happens, who knows what it is, but teams are willing to say, we can do without this dude. So I think we're seeing that here, but with minus the 1,000-yard season. So Jalen Tolbert, let's go, baby. Let's go. So I think as the season goes on, you're going to see more of this and Dak trusting him. Obviously he trusted him there with a game-winning pass, but he's had a couple of big catches here in the last couple of weeks. So I'm liking what I'm seeing there, man. I really am.
Yeah, and another thing, Joe, I call Dak Prescott the regular season GOAT. Let me start with that. I call him the regular season GOAT. But when Dak Prescott put his body on the line to recover that fumble that was made by the Steelers defense, hitting Rico Dowdle there, trying to cross the goal line, I gained a little bit more respect from Dak. The instincts to go in there, go get the ball, go fall on it, and risk maybe a concussion, risk a separated show. Anything could happen in a dog pile if you played football. Anything could happen. My respect for Dak went up just a little bit after falling on that fumble. What do you think about that? What do you think about Dak stepping up and falling on that fumble, Joe?
Man, I didn't even want to see that happen. Rico's got to be more aware of the ball, getting punched out. They were obviously going for it. Detroit's going to be even more aware of it. So they need to hone in on that, the fundamentals of holding that ball high and tight. Rico, a little sloppy. He's had fumbling issues, if we remember. So he's got to clean that up, man. I mean, he had an impressive game here, but that can fall apart if you start being a fumbler. They can be like, hey, we're going to put you back in here, give the jogging man some snaps here over you. But we got a lot of work to do, man. It was an ugly game. We should have beat these guys by at least 20. It was closer than what it should have been. But the Cowboys always find a way, to keep it close. But it was a good road win, Mike. But this video is about Detroit. The fan base right now. How do you guys feel about it right now? Honestly, do you feel like, oh, we're back? We're gonna punch Detroit in the mouth. We're gonna win this game. Or are you still kind of like, I gotta see it to believe it? I'm on the side of I gotta see it to believe it, Mike. Where are you at? And where's the chat box on this? Where y'all at on it?
This game is winnable, Joe. This game is winnable. It really is. And the Steelers, I mean, not the Steelers, the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson has 6.5 sacks already. The dude's going to be a monster. You have to figure out a way to keep him off the TJ Watt effect. Yeah, TJ Watt forced a sack, got a fumble. Terrence Steele looking rough out there. But you had Aiden Hutchinson right now is better than TJ Watt. How do you get that going? They got good corners, they got good safety, they got good linebackers. this defense for the Lions is better than the Steelers' defense, I feel like, Joe. So challenge accepted, right? You have to accept this challenge. And you need all hands on deck, whether that's Turpin getting involved, Jake Ferguson, Hunter Lemke, Jalen Tolbert, CeeDee Lamb, the line protecting. You need everybody involved, and you need Dak Prescott to get his first home game win in 3 games, including playoffs there. Unacceptable. You got to win in Jerry's world if you're going to have any success in the league, and it starts now.
Yeah, that's a terrible stat. They haven't won at home in a while, so this is gonna be a tall order to win this game, in my opinion. It's like I said in the last week's game. The more physical team will win it. I liked how the Cowboys did, in fact, look like the more physical team against Pittsburgh by a little bit, and we were able to offset the turnovers, Mike.
Yeah, because what the defense was doing, getting the ball back to the offense, that's how you do it. When you get down in that red zone, you cannot have 3 turnovers. You do that against the Lions, you're going to lose. Why? Because they have a better offense. Steelers had a crappy offense. That's why we were still able to be in it to win it. And we got a super chat here, Joe.
Chat here, Mike Berlano. I feel like CeeDee will have 150 yards, 2 TD game. However, I worry about the Lions running back duo are going to run through our defense. Yeah. It's gonna be interesting. In this Pittsburgh game, it looks like they were feeding CeeDee Lamb here early in the game. But then things go the way they go. Ebbs and flows of the game, adjustments, this sorts of things. So I don't know if he'll have that many yards. I would love to see that type of production. I want to see more from the other guys. Honestly, we need to get these other guys going. Jalen Tolbert, Ryan Flournoy, he's being activated, but I think that's more of a trust issue there. Getting him more snaps. He's been deactivated for a couple of weeks, so he's got to probably get that trust from Dak. But yeah, man. You're definitely right about the running backs. Jamar Gibbs. This guy's a beast, man. He's way better than Najee Harris, right? He's one of the young up-and-coming running backs. So they got a deadly 1-2 punch there. So they're going to test out that run defense. They're going to test it out fast and furious, man. So appreciate that super chat. Mike, what do you think about that there, Mike?
Last time CeeDee played against these Lions, I was there, and he tore it up. He run down the field, bam, safety fell, CeeDee Lamb, wow, running to the end zone I was sitting in, everybody's going wild, touchdown, CeeDee Lamb. Just took the whole game over. If the Lions let that happen again, fire their defensive coordinator. All right, I think they're going to try to have a better plan for CeeDee. I think it's going to be a little bit more difficult, but I think CeeDee Lamb, he needs to step up. He needs to learn how to beat those double coverages. He wears 88. I'm with Mike, though. He could have a big game if they don't game plan for CeeDee. But when it comes to Gibbs and Montgomery, absolutely. They got a double-headed monster attack over there, Joe. And the Cowboys defense has to be on their A game, which I don't know. I mean, the Steelers offense was bad, right? But you have Micah and you got Tank missing. Egos were set aside. I felt like Tyrus Sweet, these younger guys, Goldston, was finally able to go try to make some plays. All I need from these guys outside of Overshawn is heart. If they can show me heart, they can win this game.
Yes, that's it right there, man. They gotta defend the home turf, bro. Like, that's embarrassing. You know what I mean? That's what I hate about these teams here from the Cowboys. There's no urgency to defend your land, bro. They're just, we can win on the road, but at home we're losing. Like, come on, dude. Have some backbone. You know what I'm saying? Like, seriously, have something in you, dude. Have some grit. Have some want to. They're too easy. It's too easy for them to just we'll get the next one. We'll win it on the road the next one. But good question there. Appreciate that, Mike. That's a good question indeed. Man, you said DeMar and Overshown, bro. I think this guy, they looked at the snap count. Damone Clark, I don't even think he had a more than a snap or two. Definitely not outside of, maybe a special teams, but that's a good thing, man. Overshown, it looks like he has indeed healed from that injury, and he's a missile, man. This dude is what you want in a linebacker. That's a linebacker, right?
Yeah, this is what we've been calling for. This is what we've been wanting. This is the potential that we've seen in the preseason. I said earlier in the year that I couldn't wait to see Overshown. I was very fearful of John Stevens Jr., of Overshown, of Diggs coming back of these ACL injuries because Mike McCarthy's track record with this training staff getting back from ACL. So kudos to Mike and that staff for figuring it out. Maybe it took the D- Joe that the players gave them to fix it, right? The report card on them wasn't good. Mike McCarthy took that report card, took offense to it, and they fixed it, and it's showing, Joe. Damone Clark, he had the spine fusion in college. His stock fell real high. He had some good moments, but he has that Jalen Smith effect where he came back from injury. He had one good year, and then he totally disappeared. It has to be here for Damone Clark. It's not, Joe.
And this is where the front office continues to fail us. Drafting hurt players, hoping that they're going to turn them into something when you can't. You're playing with damaged goods. You know what I mean? It's like buying a car. Let me look at the Carfax. If you're looking in here and getting a car that's beat up or has been in a wreck, you're probably not going to buy it. These guys will buy it. There was a blown out knee. We're in.
100%, Joe. 100%. And this is, they did it with Sean Lee. They did it with Bruce Carter. Randy Gregory, it was so much of off the field versus injury. Charles Tapper. They've done it a lot.
And Charles Tapper was the worst. Oh, that one was bad, bro. Because
that was a third-round pick.
That was a third-round pick, dude.
I just feel like, Jerry takes the risk, but there's no reward. There's no reward. Just get you the guy that's safe. Get you the guy that's going to come in here and make plays. Don't get the guy that has question marks. Get the guy, as Stephen Jones would say, has the flashing light above their head, right? I just feel like, with Damone Clark sitting on the bench, it's better for this defense. It's just overall, it's just better for the defense.
It is, dude. The guy that when you talk about when this draft season and we talk about sideline to sideline linebackers, that in itself is kind of rare, right? That in itself is thrown around too easily. But with Damone, with Demarion, right, with Overshown, when you talk about a sideline to sideline, he is that. This guy is going sideline to sideline and seeking you out like a heat-seeking missile. That's what a linebacker looks like. That's what Sean Lee was, right? So guys that could recognize that they were mentally acute, this sort of thing. He has that, you know what I mean? So that's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. Are we better suited right now? All right. Thinking ahead to go 3-4. Or are we sticking 4-3? It's going to be interesting to see where this team goes, obviously, at the end of the year, into the offseason, if there's going to be coaching changes to this sorts of thing. But you have some potential here to make that change to the 3-4, all right, if you wanted to next season. Something to think about, all right?
Maybe. I don't think your defensive tackles are there just yet. You got Marshawn Nealon hasn't really panned out what I thought he was going to be out of Western Michigan. Even his run-stopping ability has been, as C.D. Lamb would say, subpar. All right. I'm just kidding. I think he said jump ball, but no, I don't know if we're there yet for a 3-4. I don't think we're there yet. I think there's about 3 or 4 missing pieces for us to actually get into that maybe next year, because you still got Kendricks on a 1-year deal. Damone Clark's probably going to be out of here next year. You got Tank Lawrence retiring probably next year. You got a lot of moving pieces that can really hurt that.
They definitely have
transition.
they definitely have a lot of ends that could be these 5-tech kind of guys. You know, like Neeland. Neeland to me would be a 3-4 end all the way. He's kind of like that Marcus Spears type of body, kind of like he's an end. He can give you some edge rush, but the bend is not there. So
Marcus Spears or Anthony Spencer?
Marcus Spears.
He's big. You think he's that big?
That's his play style. His play style is not Anthony Spencer. No, Anthony Spencer play. That's more of a like Overshown if you want to do some pass rushing. You put
a long time since I've seen him in pads. I'm gonna have to go watch some stuff back.
Yeah. No, I'm just saying, looking ahead, keep an eye out on that there. You know, it's interesting that if you look at the way these guys have been drafting, I think they're giving clues, but that's just me. Back to the game. The secondary, all right. This matchup against Detroit, they have a lot of weapons. They got Jameson Williams. He's making some plays, you know, for them. And it's just another weapon for these guys. They got the linebacker, Laporta. Who's going to cover Laporta? All right. And who's going to cover these other speed receivers, Mike? How do you feel about the secondary versus that aerial attack, bro?
I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of like this matchup with their top 3 receivers are Laporta with 147 yards, St. Brown, and Williams. And with Deron Bland potentially coming back against these Lions, Deron Bland held St. Brown, pretty good last year at AT&T Stadium, New Year's Eve. All right. I feel like, or was it New Year's, the day before New Year's Eve? But you got that. You got Jordan Lewis playing at a high level. The dog Lou. Finally, Mike Zimmer got it out of him. And, Sam Laporte, I don't know if he's been hurt or not. How many games has he played? Don't even have 147 yards. As CeeDee Lamb would say, subpar stats there, Joe.
I love it, bro. And that's what he said. And that's what it is. This one here by Brando. Good to see you in the house here, Brando. Zach Martin didn't practice because sore back, not good. Obviously, that's the old age coming up, right? He's been in the league since 2014. Only him and D-Law remain from that draft class, picks 1 and 2, right? So, not good, man. Hopefully, he'll be back. They're probably giving him the vet rest and that kind of thing. That's kind of what they do with their older vets. But they're running out of time on Zach, man. Gonna be another wasted guy here if we don't get to the big game, bro. Trayvon Diggs missed practice with an illness. What illness would that be?
He got Steeleritis.
Hopefully he's gonna be having all those electrolytes and all that kind of shit, because he's gonna have a busy day, bro.
Dude, let's talk. We talked about this offensive line during halftime on the telephone, Joe. And against these Steelers, Guyton went down. They moved Tyler Smith to left tackle. TJ Bass went at left guard. Zach Martin cramped up, and Brock Hoffman was there at the right guard position, Joe. And it seemed to me that the offensive line was actually, their running game was actually looking better, Joe.
Yeah.
Does Mike McCarthy look at that tape, look at those positions, and after the bye week possibly make some changes? Joe, what do you think? If you were Mike McCarthy, what would you do? Do we lose him? Either we lost him or he's doing a heck of a mannequin challenge.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Can you hear me?
Did you like just stay there and freeze?
No, I've been talking. But not sure why I disappeared.
Did you hear my question?
Yeah. So I think they have the staff in place right now with McCarthy. They like to stick with their guys, right? So what was it, a season or two ago when they had a lot of people were missing at right tackle. You know, Zach Martin didn't really want to do the move. We played him one game there at right tackle. I think they're going to stick with Guyton. I don't know what is the latest report on Guyton. Is he out?
He's gonna play. He's gonna play.
Okay, so he will play. You know what I mean? Now, is that the right configuration? Probably not. I think he's playing on a position, but they want to give him the experience, the snaps, because they they want him to be the left tackle. But from what we've seen, it hasn't been very pretty, right? So
No, not at all.
it's gonna be Guyton. You know what I mean? Now, is he gonna be one of these guys that he taps out, or what?
We had the talking crazy background, Joe. We just fixed it. This is the Frisco report. All right. But dude, we had the talking crazy background. That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
No,
no, he's a right tackle. They want to play. That's what it is, right? So, man, but I think drafting him this year does give the Cowboys flexibility for next year's draft because Steele, he hit his ceiling, dude. Unless you can get Solari out of here, if there's a staff change here and you get a better old lineman, I think Steele has hit his ceiling, Mike. He's crappy, dude, and
he
he's
needs
gonna
to
have a
hit the
long day.
bench.
He's gonna have a long ass day with Hutch, man. Hutch is probably prefers to go against Steele than Guyton because just Steele is so slow out of the blocks, bro.
Is this the game where Steele gets benched?
Is it? That's what I'm saying. And do they do the configuration where they put Guyton at right tackle, Smith at left tackle, Bass at left guard? This is a conversation that's definitely going to happen at the bye week as well, depending on how this game plays out, how Guyton looks, how Steele looks. We could come out of the bye because in the bye week they do small little tweaks. There's never anything really big, right? During the bye week, everybody talks about all these big changes. They don't ever do it, dude. But that might be one that they're going to have to address, Mike, because you're gonna get Dak killed. Your $240 million quarterback is going to get sandwiched.
Yeah, that ain't gonna be good, Joe. And I feel like someone said that Asian said they paid Steele, they won't bench him. They could trade him, save about $4 million on the cap right now and $11 million next year. So they can do whatever they want with Steele, and they can save their money. You don't want to restructure that deal and have dead money carrying around for a guy like Steele. Not worth it. I don't know what the heck happened to Steele with this knee injury, this confidence, whatever it is. He just looks slow. He looks out of place. He's reaching. He's doing the opposite of perfect. Clearly, his technique has been awful, Joe. His setting, there he is, the late, great Larry Allen.
This is a Steele. I mean, no, Tyler Smith, red, white, and blue.
Dude, that looks like Larry Allen from right here.
Well, he sure is playing like him, man. Tyler Smith has been a pretty good pickup for us.
Oh, but all his holding penalties, Tulsa, Joe.
Yeah, that was a big people that didn't want him. That was their big talking point.
Hey, big shout out to Michael Gelkin. God, I miss his news, man. I miss his articles. I miss his columns. Dang it.
Yeah, no, losing Michael Gelkin to the Northeast was a big loss. So now we're back with these other guys and they got their own agendas, right? So, but that's why people run with us, man, because we talk about it, the real here, and about this game coming up. If they can get this game going to the bye week with a win, I myself, Mike, will have a little bit more belief. You know what I mean? But if we come out of here and get our ass whipped by the Lions, it's gonna be kind of more of the same that we had under McCarthy. You can beat up, mediocre to shitty teams, but you can't hang with playoff caliber teams, right? So what team's going to show up, man? Is it the Mike McCarthy track record? Is it going to change here, or is that what it's going to be, Mike?
We need something to happen, and you can't drop 3-3 going into a bye week, Joe. Because after that bye week, Joe, you got 5-game stretch. You could be potentially 8-3 going into middle of November, going into that Thanksgiving game. It's not going to be good, Joe. It ain't going to be good at all. They have to win this game. Get in there 4-2 is a lot better than 3-3. They have to figure it out. They have to have some intensity. They have to be physical. Dan Campbell and his team's going to be physical, Joe. They have to be physical. They have to defend their house. Yeah. And it starts Sunday night.
Yeah, they got to win this game, dude. It's this is a big game for the organization. Is it going to be the same old? If it's the same old, we are going to get our butt. We'll lose the game. The other thing the other thing that we kind of have a problem around here, as far as the fan base and just the Cowboys in general, is we take the previous week's win and we bring it into the next week, and the team doesn't show up for us. They come out flat. They look like they've been out all night long. Defense looks, lethargic. So that's always been my fear. We get a big win, and then the next week, the first quarter, you know what you're going to get, right? So I think you'll see that here in this Lions game. If it's going to be the same old with the Cowboys, you'll see it in the first quarter. How's the defense looking? Is the offense clicking? Or are they out here 3-and-outing? You know what I mean?
No, that's a great, fantastic thought. Like they can't afford to do that against the Lions with their rushing attack. Jared Goff is 71% completions, and he's basically just doing a lot of dink and dunk. He's averaging, it's like 8.2 yards a carry. That's dink and dunk, moving down the field, eating up clock. Time of possession is 31.5. The opponent's 29.5. You have to flip that. You need long, methodical drives from Dak in this offense. You need to give that defense, who has a lot of injuries on the bench, let them get their breathers and come in and play hard and stop these guys. Easier said than done, but it can be done. It can be done. They just got to show up.
Yeah. No, it is, man. That's what it is. And at the end of the day, defend your home territory and show that you got something here, man. Because right now, it's looking like it's going to be between Cowboys and the Redskins. The Eagles look like they're falling apart. Giants, they're crappy. They're probably about to fire Daboll any second now. So you gotta stay in the race, man. You gotta stay in the race. You gotta look competitive. You gotta show up and win some big games too along the way. You can't when it comes down to it, you're gonna be, oh man, we're one game away from this and that. When you could have had it. These early games matter, man. So they all matter. Every single game matters. So we'll see what happens, Mike. I'm interested to see about that O-line, Mike. Honestly, I think that's going to be the key to this game for the Cowboys. It's going to be huge.
They got their hands full. This offensive line will have their hands full. Is Mike McCarthy smart enough to scheme away from Aiden Hutchinson? To be determined, Joe. To be determined.
I think their weakness is in the secondary. So if I'm the Cowboys, you still want to keep running the ball, man. Keep at it. If Rico Dotto's getting hot, stay with the hot card, man. I don't want to see any try to get cute. Oh, we're bringing back little bitty Deuce Vaughn. Let's waste a snap on this little dude. just keep Rico in there, keep the hot hand, keep it going.
And Lemke.
I read something about Zeke supposedly wants to know what his role is. Like he went to somebody, probably Jerry. I mean, no, man. I want it's Rico, bro. Like at least for this season, he's the best that we have right now. You know what I mean?
Now, yes.
Yeah. So don't mess with it. Just keep Rico going, and let's see where we go, man.
Yeah, no, 100%. Rico's the hot hand. He had the screen touchdown to the Giants. He had the pass touchdown from Dak. He got 87 yards rushing, something that hasn't been done since week 3 of last year. Totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. You can't have that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it's a crazy thing, bro. It's a crazy thing, but yeah, it's gonna take some more of that unsung hero kind of stuff, kind of what we've been talking about. You kind of need that during the season. Could Jalen Tolbert be that? Is he going to start to be that? Could it be, Rico? Finally in year. I mean, he's been here a long ass time now, but could he finally be the guy? Kind of turning the corner there.
Oh,
it's gonna be a game, man. It's gonna be an afternoon game, 3:25 kickoff Central Time, and home game, Mike.
they got to go win it, dude. They got to go win it. They cannot drop a home game like this. They can't drop 4 home games in a row. They just can't.
I mean, man, I think it's gonna be a tough game, but I would love to see these guys just be like looking like something crazy. Like, hey, man, we're capable of whooping somebody's ass, even of the caliber of Detroit, who played in last year's conference championship game, right? So I want to see that, man. Show me something, dude. If you can show me that you can beat these guys and win it, I will have more confidence the rest of the season coming out of the bye week. For sure. Yeah. I will. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We need Dak Prescott to demolish the Lions like he demolished a $9.9 million mansion. All right. Have you heard about that?
I saw that and I was like, it must be nice to have money like that just to, do that. Like,
and that house was only built like 14 years ago. Wow, he said, man. I don't want to remodel it. I just want to knock it down.
Damn, dude. That's crazy. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, man, that is crazy.
And that's knocked down a whole ass house.
When you get a new contract like that, you can do that kind of thing.
Yeah, that's chump change, man. That's chump change.
Oh, yeah. Pocket change. For sure. But Mike, I think that's about it for tonight, man. Thank you, everybody in the chat box, the super chats, everybody that came out, showing out here for the Frisco Report. Good conversation indeed, as usual. And we'll see what happens here. Mike, you got any last minute thoughts here?
Yeah, Brando put it right there. The last time the Cowboys started 0-3 at home was 2010. That's the year Wade Phillips got fired. And they were on their way to a 6-10 finish. Ooh, right there. Right there it is.
That could be the that could be it right there, man. That very well could be foreshadowing. You know what I mean? Because this team is still kind of vulnerable, man. Still young. You still got the lamed up coach. They could go on a tailspin at any second. What team is gonna do that to us? But if they got some fight in them, left in them, hopefully they'll show up.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, that's been the Frisco Report, guys. I'll catch you guys on Talking Crazy on Saturday, 9:30 Central. Be there and be crazy. All right. Peace.
Peace out, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.